My name is Bryan Johnson. I'm the church production lead, and this is my testimony. I don't remember when I first became a Christian because I was born into a very strong Christian home, a very strong Christian community. So knowing about God, learning how to love Him has always been a part of my life. Being brought up in a Christian home was like being handed a script, and I knew that script. I knew it all too well. The town I grew up in was basically a mill town, and it was established in the early 1900s. It was a steel plant that had been established, and the town grew up around the steel plant. So that was the main economical force in the town that I grew up in, and so it was like 15% of our workforce worked just for that factory. So my dad was a steel worker for 35 years. Very hardworking, long hours, tough people. We didn't have to lock our doors at night. We really didn't. So it had that dichotomy of being a tough mill town, but everybody knew each other. We would literally go out and just hop on our bikes. I mean, this is back when kids rode bikes, and we would just go out all night. A lot of train tracks that ran through the town I grew up in. So spent a lot of time out there, train tracks and overgrown brush out there provided great opportunities for cover and provided great opportunities to hide things and to do things in secret. When I got into 14, 15 years old was when I really started to get and experiment with drugs. So that became a part of the pattern that I was establishing. I acted one way, I was one way. The second I got outside of that environment around my friends, I was completely different. I was another way. My dad, he was no idiot. He knew, and I knew that he knew. He knew what I was getting into and made it very clear that he didn't approve of it and that he was going to bear down on me. And one night, being high and being with the wrong people and being in the wrong environment, I just got to the point I needed to get out and I needed to get home. And I knew what the repercussions were going to be of facing my dad. And that really was, in that moment, that's what the challenge was. Am I ready to face my dad? Am I ready? And I got to the point that I felt like I was ready, so I picked up the payphone and I called expecting to hear his voice. But I heard my older brother pick up, and my older brother and I were not getting along at all. And at that point I hated him, and I'm pretty sure he hated me. And when he picked up the phone, I thought, he is going to sabotage this. I am done for. This is it. And he said to me, I will come and get you. And it was the first time that my older brother stepped in as an older brother and quite possibly saved me that night. It was a Sunday morning and we had a guest speaker in. It was no different than any other Sunday or any other guest speaker. But I knew that I needed to respond. I responded to the altar, and I just wanted to pray. It was all I knew to do. I started to pray. As I prayed, the guest speaker was walking around, and he walked straight over to me. He put his hand on my back, and he said, I don't know who you are, young man. I don't know your name. I don't know anything about you. He said, but the Lord is speaking to you right now, and what He says to you is, you need to answer the call on your life, for He's called you to preach. I remember recognizing the Lord's voice in my life for the first time as far as being direct and active in my life. So in one fell swoop, not only did the Lord activate my relationship with Him, but also gave me the support that I needed in one moment. It would not have happened until I got to that point, until I was at the point of complete surrender. I was ready for surrender. So it was that moment that brought me directly to this moment, which is a whole nother story for a completely whole nother day.